Good evening. What an absolutely wonderful turnout. Thank you so much for being here. On behalf of the faculty, professional staff, and students of the University of New England School of Pharmacy, I am absolutely delighted to welcome you to our white coat ceremony for the class of 2025. I'm Dr. Robert McCarthy, Dean and Professor at the School of Pharmacy, and Associate Dean of the Westbrook College of Health Professions at the University of New England. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to the School of Pharmacy white coat ceremony for our professional pharmacy students, our professional student pharmacists in the class of 2025, which sounds like it was just 2000. Cannot believe when they graduate, we'll be a quarter of the way through the 21st century. We will begin our ceremony. I ask that you please keep your masks on during the ceremony and take a moment to silence your phones. Thank you very much. Today's ceremony is being streamed to all parts of the known world on the University of New England's Facebook page. The ceremony will be also available to view after the ceremony on the School of Pharmacy Facebook page. Will the platform party, faculty, and students please process in? Please be seated. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to introduce our platform party. I ask that the audience kindly hold its applause until all members are introduced. Dr. James Krebs, Director of Experiential Education. Dr. Travis Frost, our keynote speaker and a member of the class of 2019. Dr. Sri Mohan, Pharmaceutical Sciences and Administration Associate Professor and Advisor to the class of 2025. And Dr. Haley Choi, Associate Professor in the Department of Pharmacy Practice. At this time, I ask our faculty and professional staff to please stand and face the class of 2025. Students, our faculty and professional staff are here to help you discover your talents and skills as independent learners and student pharmacists. They are a great resource for you. I encourage you to get to know these caring people during your time in our program. They are committed to helping you become the best you can be. One of the most important activities you can do each semester is to get to know at least one new faculty member. Would the audience please join me in a round of applause for members of our faculty and professional staff. Thank you. Please be seated. Over the years, the white coat ceremony has become as much of a tradition in the School of Pharmacy as commencement. This event symbolizes the formal entry of our first professional year students into the profession of pharmacy. The white coat our students are about to receive and the oath they will take are symbols to remind them of their commitment to the care of patients. A white coat ceremony allows us to recall why we chose to become a pharmacist. the opportunity to care for others, to use our knowledge and skills to help cure disease, alleviate discomfort, minimize symptoms, and in general, improve the lives of our patients. The white coat ceremony also allows the Dean of the School of Pharmacy an opportunity to share with the recipients what we expect of them as UNE student pharmacists and what their patients will expect of them when they graduate as pharmacists. Your faculty and professional staff will do our part to prepare you to be outstanding pharmacists. For your part, we ask three things. First, work hard. The pharmacy curriculum is a very challenging one and requires your full attention and effort. Second, be honest in all your activities and interactions. Third, care about yourselves, each other, your faculty, your school, and most importantly, your patients. On this important day in your professional lives, I want to remind the class of 2025 of our expectations for you. Hard work, honesty, and caring. It's what we expect of a University of New England student pharmacist and graduate, and I am certain it is what we will see from you. To the class of 2025 and to your family and friends, please accept the heartfelt congratulations of all of us in the School of Pharmacy. Welcome to the family of healthcare professionals. We are very pleased this year to begin a new tradition for our white coat ceremony by asking one of our distinguished alumni to serve as speaker. Dr. Travis Foste joined the University of New England School of Pharmacy as part of the class of 2019. Throughout his time at UNE, he was a member of the Phi Lambda Sigma Leadership Society, president of the National Community Pharmacists Association, Sergeant-at-Arms at Kappa Psi, Sergeant-at-Arms for the Kappa Psi Pharmaceutical Fraternity, and a member of the Rho Chi Honor Society. He was a recipient of numerous scholarships while at UNE, most notably the Pharmacy Practice Excellence Award, and also the NCPA Outstanding Student Member of the Year on the national level, where he was honored at the annual conference in Boston. Following graduation, he practiced community pharmacy at Walgreens, and he is currently working as a community pharmacist at Holland's Variety Drug in Skowhegan. Dr. Frost currently serves as a member of the Maine Pharmacy Association Board. When not working, he can be found in Maine's Great Outdoors with his girlfriend, Melissa, also a member of the class of 2019. If you're lucky, you get a pharmacy degree and you find a spouse while you're here. By the way, he's also an outstanding golfer, and since the Dean of the School of Pharmacy is not, I have great respect for his abilities as a golfer. We are proud to have him join us for this important ceremony. It is my pleasure to ask our keynote speaker, Dr. Travis Frost, to come to the podium.
All right, can everybody hear me okay in this? Good evening, everyone, and congratulations. Today not only marks the beginning of a special journey, but also celebrates the successes and accomplishments of the past, and you all should be very proud of yourselves. The main thing I want to express with you today is the importance of building your brand. As a friend, colleague, and pharmacist, what do you want people to think of when they think of you? This is what you all will individually do throughout your 4 years here, and it is pivotal that this is something that works strongly in your favor. Whether inside or out of the classroom, in professional or personal relationships, your brand will influence your impact on others and their feelings towards you. No matter the situation, work hard and do the right thing because someone is always watching. And once you're on the job market, this is what companies will be hiring. Not your GPA or academic achievements, but your brand and what you bring to the table. A few tips on building your brand. Lead by example. By doing this, people will never verbally praise you for it, but they will notice. It's better to be an hour early than a minute late. Punctuality not only promotes you as reliable, but is also a means of respecting your own commitments. And when you show up, be better than the person who showed up the day before, and set high standards for yourself. Good enough isn't good enough if it can be better. Be someone that people want to see succeed. Always be willing to help someone who is willing to help themselves. Be a reliable and consistent helping hand for others, as you will all need to lean on each other at one point or another throughout these 4 years. And you want to be a person that people are happy to help when you need it. Build your brand and advertise for yourself. Show up to extracurricular events. Be present and put yourself out there. If you've done a good job of building your brand, this will only benefit you. Mark Twain famously said, "I never let schooling interfere with my education." You do not stop learning once you leave the classroom. I promise you, by getting involved in organizations or attending events and conferences outside your normal class schedule and building relationships, this will teach you far more than any 100-slide lecture. Get involved. Don't be afraid to fail and make a mistake, and don't be too shy to make an introduction. I'm telling you, the most important thing you all can do while in this program is network. Network, network, network. Pharmacy is a small world, and I promise you, everyone literally knows everybody or is a good friend of someone you know. And who you know and what they think of you will get you farther along than anything. By doing so, you will be able to combine knowledge and wisdom to make an impact. Continue to grow your influence. If you haven't yet, get a job within pharmacy. There's no better time to get an entry-level position at any job than right now. Take advantage of it. One thing I learned that following graduation, the companies looking to hire the most were the chain pharmacies, and a lot of them hired externally. Something to think about. It may be worth looking into a more niche pharmacy technician role if one presents itself in order to get your foot in the door at a company that will primarily hire internally down the road. I'm talking about hospital pharmacy, specialty, veterinary pharmacy, industry, or independent. There are more options than just residency or big chain pharmacy. And I'm not saying this as a knock in any way. I just want you all to know that there are many options out there, and the earlier you get involved, the better. I knew of no other options as a P1, and I want you to explore them all. Lead by example. Someone is always watching. When interviewing for my current job, my boss knew an old technician I worked with at my previous job. Little did I know, after one of my interviews with him, he called her and asked her about her opinion of me in the workplace. One thing she mentioned was that no matter how the day was going, I would always be willing to do whatever job needed to be done, regardless of how low the task was below my job title. I hardly ever pawned off extra work on technicians, but rather took it upon myself. It's better to be an hour early than a minute late. An old preceptor of mine recently nominated me for a leadership position within the Maine Pharmacy Association. When vouching for me, she highlighted my dependability, preparedness, and punctuality. She also complimented my willingness to stay after hours until the job was done, and I now serve as the youngest sitting member on the board for the Maine Pharmacy Association. Network, network, network. I worked as a technician or intern for one company for numerous years throughout school, part-time, and one of my biggest faults, however, was that I did not make time to introduce myself to the boss that everybody knew hired. I kept telling myself that a more convenient opportunity would present itself, and it never did. Although I was confident in my resume and interviewing skills, the first time I met this man was the day of my interview. And even though I had worked part-time for that company all throughout pharmacy school, guess who didn't get the job? I didn't know the right person. Always be willing to help someone who is willing to help themselves. Entering the hardest semester of my second year of pharmacy school, a close friend of mine passed away in a car accident a week after the semester had started. I was not mentally present in class. I would study longer and retain less, And all the following weekends were spent going back home to be with his family or help clean out his apartment in Orono. It obviously took me a while to get back into the normal swing of things, but I'm forever grateful for the friendships I had created because so many people were willing to reach out and help me in whatever way I found beneficial. Willingness to help others in need is essential because when you need it, and you will, personally or academically, you will be very appreciative for the help that you receive. Get a job in pharmacy. One of my friends just got a full-time job in the main specialty pharmacy. He worked there part-time throughout school, and they recently posted a full-time job in which he applied for. He ended up getting the position over numerous other applicants, one of which was a Main Med pharmacy resident, who also applied on the back end of her residency. One connection he established years ago got him a job over a current pharmacist who was about to finish up 1-year residency for the hospital in a different pharmacy department. Establish relationships with your professors. I still keep in touch with a handful of former professors and try to make time to meet up for dinner or something every once in a while. Here's a story about how I landed my current job. About a year ago, I emailed one of my former professors asking if he knew anybody hiring within independent pharmacy because those companies very rarely advertise that they're looking. He left me a voicemail literally that night saying that he had just finished up a dinner with the brother of a guy who owned 3 private pharmacies in Maine, and he got my email on his way to that dinner. He put in a good word for me, and that is literally how I got connected with my current boss. In closing, I would like to congratulate you all again on your acceptance into the program and wish you nothing but the best. Be confident in yourselves and your ability to grow as a student and as a pharmacist. Especially throughout the pandemic, pharmacists stepped up time and time again to prove their value within healthcare. With all the misinformation out there, pharmacists will continue to be a trusted and available source of education for the communities in which they serve, and what an exciting time to be involved. You all have had very different paths here, but each of you has proven to have what it takes. Rely on your strengths and never be afraid to ask for help and welcome constructive criticism. You're in good hands here at the University of New England and couldn't be in a better spot to begin your career and foster the foundation of your brand. Thank you.
Leave that door open.
All right.
Because I'm going to give you something here. We have a couple little gifts here. If I break this, I'll be in trouble. Nice little University of New England picture. And from the Office of Alumni Affairs as well. So, Travis, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Okay, what we've all been waiting for. At this time, the presentation of the white coats will begin. Our Dean's Ambassadors will lead the class of 2025 to the stage on my right. Dr. Krebs will introduce each student, who will proceed to the center of the stage to receive the white coat from Drs. Choi and Mohan. We'll have a professional photographer, Jeff is right here, taking pictures of each of you while receiving a copy of the Pledge of Professionalism from me. Now, please do not rush by. Dr. Krebs is going to read the names slowly because we want to have opportunities for you to be up here and have your moment. Students love to run through here because they're a little nervous, so take your time, and I will tell you to slow down if you do that because your mother wants to take a picture. Off stage will be our Dean's Ambassador and Class of 2024 President, Ben Pastore, to hand you your stethoscope and blood pressure cuff and direct you back to your seat. Guests are very welcome, especially mothers and grandmothers, to come forward for picture taking. Please return to your seats and be seated once you've taken your photograph. Will the first row of student pharmacists please rise and approach the stage? Dr. Krebs, please introduce the students.
Abigail Bloom from Atkinson, New Hampshire. She completed her pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE.
By the way, we'll be doing the elbow. Congratulations.
A long wait. Lucy Bogdanovich from Scarborough, Maine. She completed her pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. Mackenzie Charest from Windham, Maine. She completed her pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. Erin Clancy, North Yarmouth, Maine, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE.
I didn't give you the elbow. Very good. Congratulations.
Amy Clark, Salisbury, Massachusetts, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. Kenneth Cooper, Woburn, Massachusetts. He completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. Holly Downing, Cumberland, Maine, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. Varodom Dubois, Biddeford, Maine, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. Kane Emerson, St. George, Maine, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. Shannon Fitzpatrick, Waterford, Connecticut, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. Cecilia Ford, Brewer, Maine, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at Hudson University. Markella Gamatoni, Auburn, Maine, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. Kelsey Gladu from Woonsocket, Rhode Island, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. Cassidy Grass, Hollis, Maine, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. Gregory Gurin, Dix Hills, New York, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. Megan Hawley from Dayton, Maine. Zainab Jabor from Al Nasiriyah, Iraq. Kevin Kelly, Mashpee, Massachusetts, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. Muna Mahmood, Portland, Maine, received a Bachelor of Science in Biology from the University of Southern Maine. Aaron Mai from Dover, New Hampshire, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. Matthew Maslowski from Fremont, New Hampshire, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. I'll make sure you look good for your photos. Kelly McKean, Scarborough, Maine, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. Haley Morrill from Rangeley, Maine, received a Bachelor of Science in Microbiology from the University of Maine. Excellent. Andy Pham, Gorham, Maine, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. Michael Puchez, Hooksett, New Hampshire, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. nervous. Jessica Ricketts, East Bridgewater, Massachusetts, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE.
No? Okay. Wait a minute. Are you okay? No? Okay, not yet.
Family's standing up already. They're ready. Rabil Saeed from Ulsterville, Massachusetts, received a Bachelor of Science in Biological Sciences from the University of New England. Stephanie Swakella from Westfield, Massachusetts, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. Haley Smith from Wells, Maine, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. Alexander Smith, Ellington, Connecticut, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. Andrew Straffen, Old Orchard Beach, Maine, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. Abigail Symbol, Westbrook, Maine, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. And Julia Vigu, Oakland, Maine, completed pre-pharmacy coursework at UNE. Let's congratulate the class of 2025.
By the way, the new student pharmacists will be available for consultation after the ceremony. We urge you to have very difficult questions for them. That would be very nice. How about one more round of applause for them? Okay. As healthcare professionals, pharmacists must hold themselves to very high standards. By reciting or developing a pledge, new students are able to see early on the importance that our profession places on ethics and values. Dr. Sri Mohan will now lead the students in the Pledge of Professionalism. Dr. Mohan?
Thank you, Dean McCarthy. Congratulations one more time to making it class of 2025. This is truly a remarkable time that we are able to get together and celebrate this awesome thing for your professional life. So, students, please stand. The Pledge of Professionalism is printed in the program if the audience would like to follow along. Yep. You can use the program. That might be easier rather than. Okay. You guys ready? Okay. Please raise your right hand and recite with me the Pledge of Professionalism. My right? Everyone's right. As a student of pharmacy, I believe there is a need to build and reinforce a professional identity founded on integrity, ethical behavior, and honor. This development, a vital process in my education, will help ensure that I am true to the professional relationship I establish between myself and society as I become a member of the pharmacy community. Integrity will be an essential part of my everyday life, and I will pursue all academic and professional endeavors with honesty and commitment to service. To accomplish this goal of professional development, as a student of pharmacy, I will develop a sense of loyalty and duty to the profession by contributing to the well-being of others and by enthusiastically accepting the responsibility and accountability for membership in the profession. Foster professional competency through lifelong learning. I will strive for high ideals, teamwork, and unity within the profession in order to provide optimal patient care. Support my colleagues by actively encouraging personal commitment to the oath of a pharmacist and the code of ethics for pharmacists as set forth by the profession. Dedicate my life and practice to excellence. This will require an ongoing reassessment of personal and professional values. Maintain the highest ideals and professional attributes to ensure and facilitate the covenantal relationship required of the pharmaceutical caregiver. The profession of pharmacy is one that demands adherence to a set of ethical standards. These high ideals are necessary to ensure the quality of care extended to the patient. I serve as a student of pharmacy. I believe this does not start with graduation. Rather, it begins with my membership in this professional college community. Therefore, I will strive to uphold these standards as I advance towards full membership in the profession of pharmacy. I voluntarily make this pledge of professionalism. Congratulations. Please be seated.
So, in closing, I'd like to extend a very special thank you to our Dean's Ambassadors who are here helping us today and who play a vital role in our school. They give up their personal time to help and represent the school at this and other events. So could they stand when I call their names? Autumn Nostrom, Benjamin Pastori, Gabrielle Johnson, Jeremy Vaughn, Kwang Wen, and Liv Chase. Thank you. So these folks, by the way, they're second-year pharmacy students, and we could not have a white coat ceremony last year because of the pandemic. And so rather than have a drive-by handing of the white coat, they elected to wait to have their white coat this year. So last Friday, they received their white coats, and now they're helping with the first-year students getting their white coats. So thank you. I also want to recognize Renee Dana, my assistant, actually the operations manager for the School of Pharmacy, who does a little bit of everything. And our first-year students already know that without her, we would be in big trouble. Renee, thank you for everything, putting this all together tonight. Special thanks goes to Jeff Shear, our wonderful photographer, David Daddiego, who's handled all of our wonderful video services and music, and allowing us to live stream the ceremony. So Jeff and David, thank you very much. A friendly reminder that masks must remain on wall in the building, but photos can be taken right outside here. We're going to process out this door, and once we're outside, campus regulations allow for the masks to come off for photographs. We'd like to get a nice picture of all the P1 students with their new white coats as well. A well-deserved round of applause is really appropriate for everyone. Thank you. Our white coat ceremony is now concluded. I ask that you remain seated until the platform party, faculty, and students have exited. Good evening.